In my last round of interviews with Democratic activists in early primary states, Senator Elizabeth Warren, at long last, seemed to be getting traction. 48%, 14 of 29 activists I interviewed, said they were either supporting her or considering supporting her. However, the most recent results suggest that has changed. Activists still haven't coalesced around any one candidate, but former Vice President Joe Biden has made gains in this survey. This is now the 7th installment of my series about the preferences of Democratic activists in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, and Washington, D.C. Although Washington's primary election is neither early nor pivotal, I chose to interview activists from this area because of their proximity to early candidate activity and the fact that the area is heavily saturated early primary race media coverage. Greater than one. I've been interviewing early state activists on who they are committed to, or considering supporting, in 2020 as part of my upcoming book, which will look at how the Democratic Party has changed since 2016. In addition to finding out about their candidate preferences, I've been asking these activists who they thought other Democrats in their community might be leaning toward and who they don't want to see as the nominee. 31 activists responded to my latest survey, and 18 of them have declared their support for a candidate, up from 15 of 29 activists in October. Only one activist I interviewed switched their allegiance from one active candidate to another since the last round. One person who had previously been committed to former Rep. Beto O'Rourke switched to Senator Amy Klobuchar after O'Rourke dropped out. However, 2 people who were pledged to a candidate last time did not respond this time, and conversely, 3 people who had not responded in the previous round said they were committed to a candidate this time. They are not included in our count of committed activists, as their support might have changed in the interim. Greater than 2. However, one of the newly committed activists was actually recommitting to candidates she had backed in a previous round, former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Julian Castro. She withdrew her support in October when she felt his campaign was going nowhere, but she's now backing him again, as she feels he has a strong platform and is impressed that he is unapologetically progressive. Meanwhile, Sen. Amy Klobuchar has picked up her first 2 committed supporters in this round. One of them was previously undecided, and the other had previously been backing former Rep. Beto O'Rourke. One of Klobuchar's new supporters cited her Midwestern connections and her moderate, pragmatic style as a reason for supporting her, adding that Klobuchar was also appealing because she was plain-spoken and direct, and a good communicator. Overall, in this group of 31 activists, Sen. Bernie Sanders leads the pack with 4 activists committed to backing him. Warren and Sen. Cory Booker have 3 each, while Biden, Klobuchar and former South Bend, Indiana, Mayor Pete Buttigieg each have 2, and Castro and Sen. Michael Bennet each have 1. But this still left 13 activists uncommitted. So as in previous rounds of this survey, I also asked those who were uncommitted to tell me who they were considering supporting. Specifically, I asked respondents, which, if any, of the following candidates are you considering supporting for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination? I provided respondents with a randomized list of the 16 presidential candidates who are most commonly mentioned in a variety of news sources and who were still running as of Dec. 2019. This includes Senator Kamala Harris, who dropped out on December 3, but excludes former Representative Joe Sestak and Gov. Steve Bullock, who dropped out on Dec. 1 and 2. Respondents are allowed to mention as many names as they wish, and I also provided space for respondents to write in names. Greater than 3. Warren still leads by this metric, as she did in October, with 13 of 31 activists, 42%, supporting or considering her in this round, but Biden is in a close second place with 12 of 31, 39%, considering him. In October, only 9 out of 29 activists, 31%, were considering him. Booker, Klobuchar, Buttigieg and Sanders round out the upper tier of candidates being considered, with between 7 and 9 activists considering each of them. In the table below, I combined the number of respondents considering each candidate with the number committed to each candidate to show their total support. Warren is still on the top, but Biden is gaining ground. Share of respondents who said they were considering a candidate or had already committed to support a candidate in the 2020 Democratic presidential primary. Activists considering or committed to candidate in candidate deck. The 18th of February, the 19th of April, June, August, October deck. Warren 24%, 40%, 35%, 48%, 34%, 48%, 42%, Biden 39, 34, 21, 48, 34, 31, 39, Booker 45, 49, 47, 59, 31, 38, 29, Buttigieg 17, 29, 45, 38, 31, 26, Klobuchar 34, 37, 26, 28, 17, 28, 26, Sanders 29, 29, 24, 24, 21, 24, 23, Castro 17, 15, 28, 21, 14, 16, Stair 7, 14, 13, Harris 61, 54, 53, 52, 38, 38, 10, Bennett 12, 14, 10, 14, 10, Yang 9, 7, 7, 3, 10, Bloomberg 6, Gibbard 9, 9, 7, 3, 3, 3, Delaney 16, 17, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, Williamson 3, 3, 3, 3, Patrick 3. The December 2019 results are based on interviews with 31 Democratic activists who were asked about the 16 candidates listed above. The number of activists who responded in previous rounds of interviews is varied. Source: Seth Maskett, Learning from Loss, The Democrats, 2016 to 2020. As in previous rounds of this survey, I also asked activists whom they do not want to see as the nominee. Spiritual author Marianne Williamson and Hawaii Rep. Tulsi Gabbard continue to top this list, with 24 of 31 activists, 77%, and 22 of 31 activists, 71%, opposing them. But the field's two billionaires, Tom Steyer and Michael Bloomberg, are also very disliked, with 16 of 31 activists, 52%, opposing both of them, although Sanders notably still solicits a stronger negative reaction with 19 of 31 activists, 61%, opposing him. However, this metric contains a bit of good news for Biden, who is now only opposed by 5 of 31 activists, 16%, down from 24%, 7 of 29 activists in October and 31%, 9 of 29 activists in August. This doesn't mean that Biden has pacified all his detractors, but it is telling that his opposition number has decreased while his support has slowly ticked upward. Party insiders may well be warming to him. Another area in which Biden may be building support is in respondents' answers to my question about which candidate activists think other Democrats who are active in their communities are leaning toward, regardless of the activists' own preferences. In October, 14 of 29 activists, 48%, said that their communities were leaning toward Warren. But her numbers have dropped pretty significantly, with only 6 of 31, 19%, saying so now. Biden's numbers, on the other hand, have increased from 3 of 29, 10%, 2 months ago to 8 of 31, 26%. Buttigieg is showing strength here as well, with 6 of 31, 19%, saying they think their communities lean toward him. Only one activist has said this in any of the previous rounds. However, 7 of 31, 23%, maintain that people in their communities haven't made up their minds. 2 months ago I noted that Warren's rise was roughly in line with her rise in the polls and activist support was largely following public opinion. That lesson holds for this round as well, as Warren's decline in public opinion polls is reflected in this survey, where many activists are less bullish on her. And although Biden did make gains, suggesting that many early state activists may be making peace with the candidate who has been the persistent, if not runaway, poll leader for much of 2019, there is still little evidence of a consensus candidate among these activists at this stage. Once again, the main takeaway here is that it would appear that party insiders are still uncomfortable with getting too far ahead of voters. With just over a month to go before the first nominating contest in Iowa, it's unclear how much this will change before the caucuses. Let's block ads. Why?